Someone at the startup has got to be the person that is going to recruit, sell the product, talk to the press, raise money. And this requires someone who can infect with enthusiasm the whole world about what the company is trying to do. And someone who becomes the chief evangelist for the company, it's very hard to succeed wildly without that. It's very hard to build a team at all without being able to do that. If you work really hard at the beginning of your career and you get a little bit better at what you do every day, every week, every year, and you learn more and you meet more people and you just get more done, there's a compound effect. And it's far better to put that time in at the beginning of your career than at the end, because if you do it at the beginning, you get to benefit from it, for the rest of the time you work.
Entrepreneurial ventures fail all the time. Most of my companies failed. I actually started 7 companies, and I've launched about 40 or 50 projects over my career. And AngelList is the first one that I would truly say is product market entrepreneur fit for me, and might succeed down the road. Right. So it's a low hit rate over your career, but you only have to be right once. It's like your relationships. You only get married to one person, right? Or it's like what you study in school. There's only one set of things you study that stuck with you that you made a career out of. So you only have to be right once or twice. And so just keep trying, just keep iterating, flow with it, stay open. It helps if you have an arc or a theme through your life, like people like Evan Williams, I think, are always like hammering on the same problem.
Publishing.
Micro-publishing or easy publishing on the web. And so he just keeps hammering the same problem, so he just gets better and better and better at it. So it helps if you have sort of an arc or a bent to your life and you're not just hopping from sphere to sphere or project to project. But that said, just, a lot of it is market timing, and you learn a lot of lessons. At first you learn how to, you do everything wrong. You make a whole set of mistakes probably your first startup. And the second one, maybe you do things right, but you do it with the wrong people. And the third one, you might do it with the right people in the right way, but at the wrong time, right? So you learn all these painful lessons. And some of it is just dumb luck.
When Elon was building both Tesla and SpaceX in the 2000s, people thought, he was just really, really crazy. Even a lot of those of us who worked with him at PayPal, there was this PayPal book that David Sachs and I thought of writing, and the Elon chapter was, I think, entitled something like "The Man Who Knew Nothing About Risk," or something like this. And there are all these sort of crazy Elon stories I could tell. If one of the two companies had succeeded, you would say, well, maybe he still got really lucky. But when 2 out of 2 companies that people thought were completely harebrained in the 2000s, when they both succeed, man, you have to somehow reassess it, and somehow the rest of us are too risk averse, or there's something about risk he knows that we don't, or something like this.
You can always recognize the first timers because they're too secretive, and you can always recognize the experienced ones because they don't care. Once you've done these a few times, you realize how much execution difficulty and risk there is, and how hard it is to get people to listen to you and believe you. Eventually you end up shouting your idea from the rooftops just in the hope that somebody will actually use the product. So you end up with the opposite problem. And if you do have one of those extremely rare ideas that if it is revealed and somebody else figures it out, that it will lose all its value, then it's not something you can execute on as a business. It's not a real idea.
In life, whenever you're going to make decisions, people usually do pros and cons, where they write down the pros, they write down the cons, and then see which has more, and they pick that option. But that's like the wrong way of doing things, because that way you're weighing everything equally important. But things are not equally important usually. Some things are way more important than others. So you got to be able to take something and pick the most important thing out of it and focus on that. Usually it works. Reformulate the problem better. And so the complex problem becomes much simpler, and then iterate.
You're always afraid to take the first step because all you see is every negative thing 10 miles down the road. You can do anything you want. You are bound by nothing. What are you passionate about? What do you want?
When you see someone who is always calm, incredibly kind, and avoiding conflicts, be careful. This person notices everything. They remain silent because they know if they get angry, it will hurt. They keep everything inside, choosing to stay calm. But the day it explodes, it's a real storm. And the one who triggered that anger will bear the brunt. If you have watched this far drop a 100, it shows you're a part of the 1% who actually finishes what they start. Everyone has a limit. And for them, this limit is often higher than for most people. But once it's crossed, expect a superstorm. That's why it's essential to respect them. Don't mistake their silence for weakness. Behind every calm smile, there is a strength and determination that can surprise you. Within the tranquility lies the reservoir of resilience. Beware the calm, for it holds the tempest within.
Friends with the monster that's under my bed. Get along with the voices inside of my head. You're trying to save me, stop holding your breath. And you think I'm crazy, yeah, you think I'm crazy, crazy.
Till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth, till the smoke clears out. Am I high? I'ma rip this shit till my bones. Till the roof comes on, till the lights go out. Till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth, till the smoke clears out. Am I high? I'ma rip this shit till my bones.
Music is like magic. There's a certain feeling you get when you reel and you spit, and people are feeling your shit. This is your moment, and every single minute you spend trying to hold on to it. I need a straight jacket, face facts. I am nuts for real, but I'm okay with that. It's nothing. I'm still friends with
the monster that's under my bed. Get along with the voices inside of my head. You're trying to save me, stop holding your breath.